When people ask why I've dedicated over 20 years to helping families and fiduciaries navigate probate, trust, and conservatorship real estate, the answer is simple. This work is personal. I've seen firsthand how overwhelming, emotional, and legally complex these situations can be. That's why my team and I have built a process that combines deep experience with real empathy. And that's why so many clients and attorneys keep coming back. In this video, I want to share the why behind what we do and how that commitment shows up in every sale, every family, and every outcome we work on. If we haven't met, hi, I'm Andrew Vries. I help professional and family fiduciaries sell estate and trust real estate in the Bay Area with less stress, less liability, and for more money. I've closed more than 900 of these transactions, and this channel is here to help you avoid make costly mistakes. If this information is relevant to you, please consider subscribing below. I started Probate Agent Real Estate Services 20 plus years ago after helping my mother launch one of the first professional fiduciary businesses in California to help families in need. This came after watching her be a caring and dedicated psychiatric social worker for Alameda County Mental Health throughout my childhood. My mother went on to do some of the first professional conservatorships in the state of California, and she helped push professional licensing through for fiduciaries in the state. Through her good works, I saw that there was a vacuum in traditional real estate, with no one specifically working to help those families and professionals in charge of administering estates, trusts, and conservatorships and their unique real estate needs, which are very different from average property seller needs. And that is why I founded my real estate business, the first and only fiduciary-specific real estate business in the Bay Area in 2003. And as an homage to my mother's efforts, I earned and hold a professional fiduciary license today, which no other brokers in the Bay Area do, to show my fiduciary clients I understand their business and adhere to the same ethical standards. And my mother's influence continued as my wife, also inspired by her, became one of the leading elder abuse litigation attorneys in the state. And I tell you this not so much to impress you, but to let you know that my family and I have been dedicated to helping others from day one, and as such come from a place of deep dedication to the care and protection of elders and families, and the high ethical standards required for that commitment. Back in 2003, I saw there was a vacuum in traditional real estate with no one specifically working to help those managing estates, trusts, and conservatorships and their unique real estate needs, which are very different from average property seller needs. These sales come with unique family complexities, legal requirements, and legal and court oversight that most agents just don't have experience with, and that can cost you a lot of time, energy, and money. And every property in a trust and probate needs a sophisticated plan for the needs of your unique situation, the property and its condition, any stakeholders involved, and the legal processes you need to follow. But most realtors have never sold a home in probate in a state that someone has lived in for 40 plus years with all their personal property still in it, and don't have the planning experience to make that a successful process. Here are just a few issues you may run into with inexperienced realtors or those masquerading as probate experts to try to gain more business in a down market. They don't know how to develop a market-proven plan for the needs of your unique needs, the specifics of the property and its occupant status and the condition, as well as any stakeholders involved, including the elder, family and friends, and other attorneys, as well as the legal codes that you may need to know. They don't understand the complex legal process you may need to go through and how to work with your attorney to ensure your compliance. This is especially important in highly contested trust and estate situations and sales with limited authority or those with court oversight, and may require going through the court confirmation process. They won't know how to empty, prepare, market, and negotiate a long-term estate or trust property for a top dollar sale. They will often actually create more work for you and your attorney, which can lead to higher bills, whereas my experience will limit the need for outside intervention significantly. And they often don't understand your limited disclosure requirements that limit your liability as a seller selling a property that you may not own. So then the question becomes, what do we do differently? From consultation to closing, we handle everything for your real estate sales needs: prepping the property, managing vendors, marketing, and creating a customized plan to optimize your property sale. The first thing I do is I take a collaborative approach to your needs, as you are building a team over which time can include your attorney, a real estate broker, a financial advisor, and more. Our goals need to be aligned to ensure that we meet at a minimum the personal, family, financial, and legal needs of your client, the elder, or the case. Therefore, we start with a consultation call to discuss your needs or the needs of the elder and the legal needs of the situation, so we can begin to draft the best plan for the person, situation, and sale. This can be anything from a senior needing to sell their family home for income to pay for continued care in senior living, a conserved elder needing to sell an investment property for funds to move to memory care, or to heirs waiting for an inheritance after a family member passes. We then develop an expert plan in writing, and with your approval, handle all aspects of the property preparation and execute an expert sales, negotiation, and escrow process to ensure the best outcome for your real estate needs and goals. And I guarantee you will feel emotionally supported every step of the way via a high level of communication, input, and at your desire, direct hand-holding along the way. As an example, here is what one of our recent family fiduciary clients had to say after working with us to sell a property. I was placing our 89-year-old mom in assisted living, and I needed the house to be sold quickly in order to fund her care. I was not looking forward to this task, and in these circumstances, I found myself overwhelmed. I reached out to our family attorney, and she referred us to Andrew Vries. Upon first meeting Andrew, I found him very cordial, and upon his examination of the house, he did not seem deterred, though the task before him would be great. After viewing the property in and out, there were many recommendations he proposed. I knew that this would be a huge project, but Andrew had resources and ensured me that this would not be a never-ending money pit. Andrew oversaw the project management of the property inside and out. He was always professional, and his demeanor was always, "We got this." As I also have responsibility for my disabled brother, I was not, nor I would ever have been in a position to manage these home upgrades and repairs on my own. Not to mention the fact that I live out of state. From start to finish, Andrew managed it all with great ease and confidence. Toward the end, multiple offers were received. In fact, these were over 40% higher than the asking price. Andrew laid them all out on a spreadsheet with all the pertinent information, and we decided on the right buyer for my mom's home. I could not be more pleased with the results, and I cannot recommend Andrew highly enough. I am one incredibly happy client of Andrew's, and I only wish he lived in my current state so that he would be able to provide this same superior service for me when it comes time to sell my home. As you can see, I come from a family of professionals that have dedicated their lives to helping the elder community. And as such, I have seen the positive impact that these efforts can have for families and elders during difficult times. And this is what keeps me motivated and striving to improve into my third decade of helping this underserved community. I have seen that it means the world to a family or professional fiduciary to have a partner they can trust and who they feel has their back during the difficult time of loss and transition. And I've seen how the positive real estate results and outcomes that we provide on a weekly basis continue to help families close chapters, preserve legacies, and avoid or settle conflicts. Now that you know why I do what I do, if you find yourself in a fiduciary role, you may be wondering how probate and trust sales differ from standard real estate sales. In this video right here, I walk you through how probate and trust sales come with unique legal requirements, court oversight, and additional complexities that most agents just don't have the experience with. And that can cost you a lot of time and money. So watch that video, and I'll see you over there.